Subhaktilasitam sarassatanamvaram Vandetam shubhadam madekasharanam Yasiswaram Śrīdharam Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhat Gagne Gaura Sankirtanaye Mayavadati Mingalo Daragatanu-dhritya Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdikahana Sukham Pradata Prabhum Tam Bhaje Namo Gaura Kishoraya Bhaktavadhutam Murtaye Gaurang Padma Bhrangaya Radha Bhavani Shevane Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudhanadim Gaura Rajashita Sheshaira Vaishnavaira Vanda Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premabhyam Vridda Vaishnavam Vancha kalpataru bhayascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam bhaktarupa sarupakam bhaktavataram bhaktakyam namami bhakta shaktikam Namo Mahavadannaye Krishna prema pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Tushe Namah Dandavat Pranam, Sashtang Dandavat Pranam to all the Vaishnavas, devotees, servitors of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt worldwide, serving Gurudev and Param Guru Mahārāj's divine mission. Also Namaskar to everyone else. Welcome to our Friday evening Krishna Anusandhan, Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. Let me bring on our divine panelists. Dandavat Pranam, Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat Prabhu.
Welcome. Dandavat Pranam, Shripad Chinmadev Prabhu.
Dandavat. Dandavat everyone.
Welcome. We will be resuming our reading from where we left off last week, which is on page 168, if anyone wants to follow. And this is the paperback, The Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful.
Oh, it's getting diffused. Maybe just people can see.
You want to hold it up one more time, Arun Prabhu? There
Yes,
we go.
Prabhu.
Perfect. Thank you. So that's the book, page 168. And the section that we are on, I want millions of years. So this is Param Guru Mahārāj. In the writings of Rupa Goswāmī, we find this verse. Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labde Karna Kroda Kadambini Ghatayate Karnabodevaya Spraham Cheta Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritam No Jane Janita Kriyadbhir Amritah Krishneti Varnadvayi. When the holy name of Krishna descends and captures the tongue and lips, it controls them so strongly that it engages them in chanting the holy name as if the lips and tongue have gone mad. In this way, the power of the name descends in them. And one feels that only one tongue and one mouth are not enough. Thousands of mouths are necessary to taste the name. Then the holy name of Krishna enters the ear with such a great force and current that the ears are captured. and one thinks that only 2 years are insufficient. He wants millions of years to attend to the sweet current entering the ears. 2 years are nothing to him. He wants millions of years. The nectar of the holy name is coming like a flood through his ears, pushing pushing its way within the heart. It is so sweet that as it goes to capture the heart, the center of all senses, everything is paralyzed. Wherever that sweet aggressor touches, the whole thing is captured with such intensity that everything else is ignored. Rupa Goswāmī writes, I don't know, I can't say, I fail to express how much nectar there is in the holy name of Krishna. These 2 syllables contain so much sweetness and such a high quality of sweetness. And this sweetness is so aggressive that it captures everything. This verse is found in the Vidagdha Madhav written by Srila Rupa Goswāmī. In his book Saranagati, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained the Namashtakam, 8 prayers in glorification of the holy name, written by Rupa Goswāmī. The whole thing is described there very beautifully. He writes, my heart is just like a desert, hot with the rays of the sun. This is my internal mental condition. The desire for mortal things cannot satisfy me because by nature they are death producing. And not 1 or 2 but thousands of such death producing desires have taken shelter in my mind. So my subconscious region is always burning. This is my condition. But somehow, by the grace of the sadhu and guru, the holy name of Krishna with its infinite prospect has entered through the holes of my ears and reached the plane of my heart. And there, with some peculiar hope, with infinite auspicious possibilities, it touches my heart with a new kind of nectar. The next section reads, Ecstasy of the Name. New hope is aroused by that sound. Then, by force, it comes from the heart towards the tongue. Not that by the endeavor of my tongue I am producing that sound. No. What came from the heart of a saint through my ear entered my heart, and that forcibly appeared upon my tongue and began to dance. That is the holy name proper. It descends from above. It cannot be produced by the material form of this tongue. Its source is above. And through an agent of the Absolute, it comes through the ear to the heart. From the heart, it gathers some sympathy. Then the holy name of Krishna forcibly appears upon the tongue and begins to dance. With great force, it comes to the end of the tongue, and that sweet sound begins its dancing. The real effects of the divine name have been described here. If it is a living and real name, the voice will be choked up. There will be shivering in the body, and the legs will be unable to stand. Sometimes tears will flow in a current on the body, and one's hairs will stand on end. Sometimes changes of color will be found in the body. and we will be unable to find any trace of the mind or consciousness. We may fall in a swoon. The whole body and mind will appear as if it is being attacked. Shivering and influenced in different ways. Apparently, it may seem that so many troubles are created in the body and the mind, but the real heart is overflowing with a particular kind of strange, sweet juice. Ocean of nectar. Sometimes one thinks, I am in an ocean of nectar. My whole existence is within an ocean of nectarine liquid. I am beside myself. I can't understand where I am. Where am I? What is this? What is all about me? It has almost made me mad. Am I a madman? Where is my past experience, my seriousness, my gravity? Where are they? What am I? I have been converted wholesale by a foreign thing. I am a doll in the hands of a great force which is also so affectionate to me. I can't ascertain how it is possible that by my faith I have entered this great unknown environment unexperienced before. And at last I find that I am captivated. My entire being, within and without, has been captured by a particular sweet force. I can't help being prey to such a sweet power. I can't give any proper description of this. I came to take shelter under him and accept him as my guardian. Now at his hand I am being dealt with in such a merciless and despotic way. Still I feel that everything is very pleasing, beyond my experience. What is this? I can't resist anymore. I am fully captured. Let my fate go anywhere. I can't come out. I am a captive in the hand of a sweet friend. My whole independence is gone. There is no way left to me but to surrender. I am unable to describe my real position. I find that he is an autocrat. Whatever he likes to do, he will do. Since it is not possible for me to give any resistance, I must surrender. Let me also cooperate with whatever he is pleased to do. Otherwise, what can I do? I'm helpless. Sometimes I find that the sweetness of the name is condensed like a blossoming flower, and very wonderful streams of sweet current are flowing from it. The holy name contains so many sweet variegated forms of current within him, and he is wonderfully expressing himself in different ways. Sometimes he emanates a peculiar type of color and figure and disappears. So many charming aspects are showing. So many charming aspects are shown as if to my eyes within, and he forcibly takes me to surrender at the foot of that altar. He shows himself in his full-fledged form in Vrindavan, in his Rajalila with Radharani, and he takes me there. I find that I am in the midst of his peculiar, very sweet and loving paraphernalia. And he says, you see, I have so many wonderful things. This is your home. I am not merely imagination, but concrete reality. You will find here that the environment is very favorable and sweet. You are to live here. I see there that he is dealing in different ways with his associates in different rasas. And I find that I have another body that has emerged from my previous one, and that has a permanent place here in his service. Such a new life I find here. And then I find ultimately that all consideration of my past life and experience has vanished. And it is true, my real life is here. This is proper, and that was a sham. That life has vanished.
Prabhuji, can I interrupt you? Am I the only one? I'm hearing 5 seconds and 5 seconds off of your audio.
Yes, you were cutting out for a few minutes. I mean, just little breaks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gone now, but it might have something to do with Facebook, but I haven't noticed it in the past couple minutes.
It was on Facebook, or was it on our...
On Microsoft Teams.
On Team? Not on Facebook.
Yeah, we are not watching Facebook. Right. So I think Facebook should be okay, Prabhuji. So please ignore our interruption here. Yeah, please continue.
Hold on, one comment. Let's see, Prabhu. Audio bitrate. It's showing here audio bitrate did dive for a little bit. I wonder why. Let's see.
As long as Facebook is good, Prabhuji, don't worry about me.
Oh yeah, Facebook too. Okay, I'm getting Madhav Prabhu is giving some feedback. Okay, 26. So, is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to repeat it?
No.
Okay.
Please continue.
All right.
Yeah.
This is proper, and that was a sham. That life has vanished. Then I find that chanting the holy name gives me new encouragement, a new prospect, and new hope. Whatever we want, whatever is our internal demand, it is supplied by the name. If we take the name, all our internal hankerings will be fulfilled. It is eternal, it is the purest of the pure, and it is full of ecstasy. Now I find I have been completely converted. Now my innermost hankering is this: let whatever is against this sweet name vanish eternally from the world. If anything is in opposition to this sweet life, let it vanish, and if necessary, I will give my life to make it disappear from the world forever. Then others will be able to enjoy it at their free will. No hindrance should come to that fulfillment of life. It has no other second. So everyone may come here, and if necessary, I will sacrifice myself to finish any opposition, so that all can smoothly, peacefully, and without any danger enjoy this absolute sweet and blissful life. This is the statement of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the final song of his book Sharanagati. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj ki Jai. Such is the sweet power and potency of the Shuddha Naam. Complete transformation. And it is not any mental concoction of anyone. And how it descends through the proper channels. So we must get a connection. And from that, when we get that vibration from the sadhu, from Sri Guru, then all of these things, we are told, they manifest in time. If you want, I can read from the next section, which is also very beautiful.
Prabhuji, the audio disturbance continues, so...
It is continuing still?
Yeah, in between is still happening.
Let me see. I want to check for a quick second here, if you don't mind. Arun Prabhu,
Yes.
could you read something or say something? So you just read the last paragraph again.
Yeah. Now my innermost hankering is this: let whatever is against this sweet time vanish eternally from the world. If anything is in opposition to this sweet life, let it vanish. And if necessary, I will give my life to make it disappear from the world forever. Then others will be able to enjoy it at their free will. No hindrance should come to that fulfillment of life. If it has no other second. So everyone may come here, and if necessary, I will sacrifice myself to finish any opposition, so that all can smoothly, peacefully, and without any danger enjoy this absolute, sweet, and blissful life.
Joy.
This is the statement of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the final song of his book, Sharanagati.
Joy. I heard that part entirely, and it was totally clear on Facebook. So
Yeah, please proceed then. Yeah.
so we can have, and on Teams also, it's still breaking up. Okay, it's good. All right. So we'll just go through some of it, some part of. So next chapter is Reality the Beautiful, and Param Guru Mahārāj continues. Ramananda Rai was a married man, but he was recognized by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a master of his senses to the extreme degree. Once a Brahmana priest named Pradyumna Mishra came to Mahaprabhu and told him, "I would like to hear about Krishna from your lips." Mahaprabhu said, "I do not know anything about Krishna, but Ramananda Rai knows. Go to him and hear about Krishna. Take my name, and perhaps he will talk with you." Pradyumna Mishra was hesitant, but he went and observed Ramananda Rai for some time and then returned and reported to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu asked him, "Have you heard about Krishna from Ramananda?" "No." "Why?" "I saw him engaged in something objectionable. I watched for some time and then returned here." "What did you see?" Pradyumna Mishra answered, I saw Ramananda Rai training some young dancing girls. Girls who are generally devoted to the service of Jagannath deity from a young age are known as Devdasis. They do not marry, and sometimes their character is not very good. Pradyumna Mishra saw Ramananda Rai training Devdasis in a very objectionable way. He was showing them how to go before the Jagannath deity and dance and sing. He showed them how their posture should be, how they should gesture, and how their looks should be enticing. And for such training, he would sometimes even touch their private parts. So Pradyumna Mishra told Mahaprabhu, seeing Ramananda doing all these things, I had no regard for him, so for some time I saw him busily engaged in that matter, and then I went away. Master of the senses. Mahaprabhu told him, don't underestimate Ramananda Rai. He is the master of his senses. There is not a tinge of craft in him. Even I feel trouble from sense disturbance within me, but Ramananda has no such trouble. We have no direct experience of a stage. We have no direct experience that a stage can be attained where it is possible to be above mundane sense pleasure. But we have only heard through the scriptures that there is a stage where a man may transcend all these gross attachments. This is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 33, verse number 39. Vikriditam vrajavadu hiridam cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito anushanyad athavarnedya Bhaktim parama bhagvati pratilabhya Kamam hridrogam ashra aphinotya achirena dhira. One who hears with firm faith the supramundane, amorous affairs of Lord Krishna and the gopis as described by a pure devotee of the Lord, soon becomes freed from mundane lust and achieves divine love of Krishna. One may be engaged bodily in such activities while his heart is elsewhere, and there is only one who is of that type, Ramananda Rai. There are not big numbers of Ramanandas. There is only one Ramananda who has acquired such a stage because he is well versed in the kind of sentiment and realization which is necessary for the service of Krishna and the gopis. His heart is completely dedicated to the cause of Krishna. He has no selfish interest. He is always in Krishna consciousness. And whatever he does is for Krishna's satisfaction. So don't think ill of him. Go there again. Mad for Krishna. Then Pradyumna Mishra again went to see Ramananda Rai, and Ramananda began their conversation by saying, "Oh, on that day I could not oblige you, but again you have come to hear about Krishna. How fortunate I am." In the morning Ramananda Rai began to speak, and when the afternoon came, still he was madly talking about Krishna. He completely forgot about eating, bathing, or anything else. He was mad, incessantly speaking of Krishna. Then, when it was late, his servants came twice, thrice to ask him to take bath and eat his dinner. And finally, he had to leave the talk and go. But Pradyumna Mishra returned to Mahaprabhu and said, "Yes, I have heard from Ramananda Rai, and my heart is full from hearing about Krishna from him." Mahaprabhu himself had heard from Ramananda Rai, and he said Ramananda knows what is Krishna. What I taught to Rup and Sanatan, I heard from Ramananda. It is mentioned that Mahaprabhu took Diksha, initiation, from Ishwarapuri. For preaching purposes, he took sannyas, the renounced order, from Keshav Bharati, and for entrance into the transcendental pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, he took Rag Marg, initiation, from Ramananda Rai. Of course, Ishwarapuri, Keshav Bharati, and Ramananda Rai never thought of themselves as the Guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But it was seen that Mahaprabhu treated Ramananda with some respect. It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, chapter 8, verse 204, that if one wants to enter into the spontaneous devotion of Krishna's pastimes in Braja, it is required that he take shelter of a confidential maidservant in conjugal mellow, madhurya rasa, sakhi vinay leelaya, anyeranai gati. They are masters of that situation. The whole storehouse of this madhurya leela is in the hands of those maidservants. Only they can give it to others. In madhurya rasa, the Guru is seen in the form and spirit of a sakhi, a maidservant of Radharani, Guru Rupa Sakhi. Ramananda Rai was Vishakha Sakhi, the right-hand personal attendant of Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives us a hint of the necessity of approaching a confidential associate of Srimati Radharani when he says to Ramananda, Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kenenai, yai Krishna tattva sei Guru hai. Why do you shrink away from instructing me? I am learning so much from you. You are well versed in the affairs of Krishna. So you are Guru. Therefore I am hearing from you. Whoever is the master of that storehouse of Krishna Leela, and whoever can distribute it, he is Guru of this. There is no doubt. The famous talks between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took place on the banks of the Godavari river. The name Godavari is significant, for it indicates that place where the highest fulfillment of our spiritual senses was given. The fullest engagement of all our senses was announced there on the banks of the Godavari. Your senses are not to be rejected. If you can give up the spirit of exploitation and renunciation, then your senses will have their fulfillment with Krishna. Those tendencies bar your approach to Krishna. To properly approach Krishna, you will have to utilize your senses to the fullest extent. That was dealt with on the banks of the Godavari. Namaskar, Preeti ji. So if you want, we can pause here and then continue next time. Make sure that audio and everything else is taken care of.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we will pause here. The next section is the ultimate goal of life. We'll begin next time and read onward from there. But These are very high revelations and instructions from Param Guru Mahārāj. And so pardon any offenses, and let me round up the team here. I'll be right back.
भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
भज
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरिहराय नमः कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः
हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन
गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन
गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैताचार्य
श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैताचार्य
गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद
गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
जय रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ
जय रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ
श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ
श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ
एछाय गोसाई कोरी चरण वंदन
ऐसाई गोसाई करी चरण वंदन
जहाँ होते विघ्न नाश अभीष्ट पुराण
जहाँ होते विघ्न नाश अभीष्ट पुराण
एछाय गोसाई जार मोहि तारा दास
ऐसाई गोसाई जर मुई तारा दास
तांस बारा पद रेणु मोरा पंचग्रास
दास बरा पाद रेणु मोरा पंचग्रास
दांडेर चरण सेवी भक्त सने बास
राधेर चरण से विभक्त सने बास
जनमे मोरा ए अभिलाष
जनमे मोरा ए अभिलाष
इच्छाय गोसाई जबे ब्रज कोइला बास
ऐसाई गोसाई जाबे ब्रज कैलाबास
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरेला प्रकाश
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला करीला प्रकाश
आनंद बोलो हरि भजा वृंदावन
आनंद बाल हरि भज वृंदावन
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पदे मजाइया मान
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पदे मजाइया मान
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद पद्मा कोरियास
श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद पद्म करियास
हरि नाम संकीर्तन कहे नरोत्तम दास
हरि नाम संकीर्तन कहे नरोत्तम दास
हरि हराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः
हरि हराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल
निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर
जय गौरंग सुंदर जय गौरंग सुंदर जय गौरंग सुंदर जय गौरंग सुंदर
Jai. Okay, Anika ji, please, whenever you're ready, take it away.
जय सप्रिका श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग गंधर्व गोविंद सुंदर गिरिधरी गोपीलाजू की जय जय विष्णुपाद प्रंक्षा प्रचक्रावृयास श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सुंदर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय विष्णुपाद प्रंक्षा प्रचक्रावृयास श्री श्रीमद भक्ति रक्षक देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परचक्रावृयास श्रीमद भक्ति जय विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परचक्रावृयास श्रीमद भक्ति सनातन सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय जय विष्णुपाद गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय जय विष्णुपाद सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय श्री रूपानुग गौरवर्ग की जय नमस्कार श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्री बलदेव विधिभूषण की जय श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती प्रभु की जय श्री नरोत्तम श्याम मंदिर श्रीनिवास आचार्य प्रभु की जय श्री रविंद्र दास ठाकुर की जय श्री कृष्णदास कविराज की जय सप्रसाद श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय सप्रसाद श्री महाप्रभु की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिधरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री लक्ष्मी वरदेव की जय।
Joy.
श्री द भक्ति विघ्न विनाशाय श्री नरसिम्हा देव की जय।
Joy.
भक्त प्रभुपाद महाराज की जय।
Joy.
तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Joy.
गंगा जमुना जी की जय।
Joy.
ग्रंथ राधा श्रीमद् भागवतम चैतन्य चरमात्रा की जय।
Joy.
विश्व वैष्णव राज्य सभा की जय।
Joy.
अक्रत मातृ चैतन्य मात की जय।
Joy.
तदीय सकमात की जय।
Joy.
श्री चैतन्य सरस्वती मात की जय।
Joy.
विश्व पवित्र तदीय सकमात की जय।
Joy.
श्री दमायपुर की जय।
Joy.
श्री दम नवद्वीप की जय।
Joy.
वृंदावन पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय।
Joy.
बलदेव भद्र जगन्नाथ जी की जय।
Joy.
श्री गोविंद कुंड की जय।
Joy.
श्री शर शिव गंगा जी की जय।
Joy.
समवेत वैष्णव मंडल की जय।
Joy.
समवेत भक्त बिंद की जय।
Joy.
हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय।
Joy.
नित्य गोपनंदे हरि हरि
Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shanika ji, Preeti ji, Vikram ji and family ki jai. Our divine panelists Sripad Arun Krishna Prabhu, Sripad Chinmay Dev Prabhu ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Mahārāj ki jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Mahārāj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. विश्वरेण्य श्रीला एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्रीपाद गोविंद प्रभु की जय। श्रीपाद बलराम प्रभु की जय। गौरव प्रभु की जय। नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।
श्रीपद जयराम प्रभु की जय। आपा दीदी की जय। लवानिका दीदी की जय। नव प्रभु की जय।